already the first jump, so I think in an hour they will do the next one.
Так, всем здравствуйте, дорогие друзья, дорогие участники нашего третьего международного фестиваля инклюзивных практик. Мы вновь рады приветствовать вас. Мы находимся сейчас в солнечной Грузии, в курортном городе Уреки, на берегу Черного моря. И виртуальный формат нашего фестиваля позволяет нам преодолевать границы географические, временные. Прямо сейчас мы находимся на онлайн-встрече с нашим другом, с нашим партнером Salemink. Hans, hello.
Hello.
Hans является руководителем театра Kazou и представляет Нидерланды, что особенно приятно почувствовать свою сопричастность, и никакие границы и пространства не мешают нам сейчас быть вместе. Нас ждет много увлекательного, и я желаю всем получить массу удовольствия, положительных эмоций и, конечно же, новые и ценные контакты. Елена, передаю вам слово. Мы с Инессой будем рядом. Хорошего эфира.
Thank you, Nargis. Hello, dear friends and colleagues. I'm happy to greet you all here on our festival, Pushing the Limits 2021, that we hold this year in a virtual format. I'm honored to introduce our very special guest, Hans Salemink. Hans is a director and artistic leader of the Kazoo Theatre and Workplace that's located in the Netherlands. Hans is also a very dear friend of our team, and we are grateful for his ongoing support and cooperation. Hans has more than 30 years of experience of working with persons diagnosed with autistic spectrum disorder. The Kazoo Theatre that Hans represents is on its way of becoming a professional theatre where persons with autism engaged in all stages of production on equal footing. Small and large-scale stage productions of Kazoo enjoyed success and received praise from critics and audience alike. Kazoo is also known for its productive cooperation with Dutch TV, movie, and stage stars. Hans firmly believes in the art of drama as a means for rehabilitation for persons with autism. Today, we are going to talk how Kazoo managed not only stay active during these times that are especially challenging for all who are engaged in performing arts, but to take new steps to achieving its goals of becoming a professional theatre. Hans, thank you for being with us today, and it's up to you to tell us how this year was for you and for your team.
Okay, well, thank you for the introduction. It's a very nice introduction. I feel very proud. Before I will start my presentation, I don't know how many people are in, but that's okay. But if you have a question, please ask them directly, because if we do it afterwards, maybe I forgot the subject or it's not actual anymore. So if you have a question, go ahead and I try to answer it. And for me, it's not a problem if it's during the presentation. Okay. If I talk too fast, please say it. Then Elena can help me or can slow me down. So it's thank you for inviting me. And for us, for Kazoo, last 1.5 years was a very difficult year, a challenging year with a lot of challenges to survive some problems, to kill some problems. And I think we quite manage it. It cost us a lot of new artists, because a lot of people with autism were very afraid for the COVID by going by public transport. or coming to us, or all kinds of reasons. So that was a big challenge. But finally, we did a good job, and I will try to explain the last 1.5, 2 years what we did and how we manage it for going on. And this year in the summer we had a very nice performance, a big one, the Midsummer Night Dream, and I will tell you a little bit how we managed it to make it even there was COVID. Is that clear so far? Good. I will go on. I will do my own slides because I don't see the slides in the screen. I don't know if other people see it. See. Okay, this is what I already told you. So we can go to the second slide, please. Okay. Our program, and that is a day program from 9 in the morning till 5 in the evening. We were not allowed to let everybody, the participant, to come in. So we had to find another way how to do it. So in January, we had to stop completely, and we couldn't give classes and lessons anymore. So we organized in 1 week complete Zoom lessons. It was very hard working, but we did it. And we did that for a few weeks, months. And maybe we can show you a little bit. I put a movie in how we did it. It's just fun, and excuse me, it's in Dutch. But maybe we can start the movie.
Je moet er maar 1 keer op klikken.
Ja, stop, niks doen, hij record. Afblijven.
Ja, zie op dan.
When I'm with my baby, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. No, I don't like nobody but you. It's like you're the only one here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. I don't care. I don't like nobody. I hate everyone here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. Yeah, 'cause I don't care.
Oh, en nu
Hartstikke feel good.
So that was one of the dance classes, and we did the same with our drama, and we did the same with our music, and we tried to do it every day 2 times, so we keep in touch with our actors. After a month, we noticed that they were not so happy, and I saw on the Zoom meetings they were get more sad, more lonely, and the little problems were coming up, and parents start to call me, hey, it's not going well with my son or with my daughter, and he's feeling very lonely, and he gets stressed, and he gets aggressive more. Is there a possibility, oh, I'm falling down. Is there a possibility that you can get open one-on-one? So after a while, I called the government, and we were allowed to let them come in one by one. So first it was one coming during the morning, and another one was coming in the afternoon, of course wearing masks and social rules and the distancing and the hygiene and everything. And when they hear it from each other, one and one want to come more. So finally, halfway, everybody was coming up again. And till December last year, we were busy to get everybody in the structure again, to get them in the daily rhythm, and to let them come, that it's safe. We open all the windows, we rehearse outside, And there already start a little bit the idea about the Midsummer Night. But first of all, the rules were getting a little bit more easygoing last year. So we decided to play our Nutcratcher in our theater, only for 20 persons, 1.5 meter. And halfway, we did 9 shows, and it was so nice because everybody was feeling happy. They could play again, they could do their things. But in December, halfway, we get our second lockdown, and we couldn't play the last 6 performances. Shit happened. Can we go to the next slide?
I have a question, if possible.
Yeah.
So what is the normal capacity for the amount of audience in your theater? So
50.
That's one. And I guess maybe it's a little deeper, but like, do you work for profit, or do you get support so you can afford to have like 20 people in the audience and it's fine? Or how does that work for you?
Well, we can have 50 people. I was too fast in my answer, excuse me. And we lost money because we get less people. But it's not our goal to make a lot of money. Our goal is to make people with autism happy, and our audience too. So we take the loss.
Okay.
But yeah, of course we lost, but we play it for the 2nd year. So I didn't make many costs because I had already everything from the year before. So we changed a little bit, a few scenes because we had time, but I didn't have to buy clothes. I didn't have to buy the choreographer, and it was more easy going. So at the end of the day, it was break even.
Thank you.
Okay. What I told you, when we were rehearsal outside, because we had a very soft winter, so we could do it for a long time. With me, the idea was getting from, can we make a performance that is outside? And I really want to make for a long time the Midsummer Night Dream. And it was already a long time in my head. And now it was, hey, if we can rehearsal outside, that's quite safe. We can make a performance outside. We can I'm sorry, Anastasia is texting me, so that's in my phone coming up all the time. Excuse me. So the idea was coming up to make an outside performance, and that must be the Midsummer Night Dream. So 1 and 1 was 2 in this case. So while we had a lot of ideas, and we had a lot of ideas how to organize it, it must be the Midsummer Night Dream. That was quite clear in our heads. So please, next slide. Yeah. So what we had to organize was, how can we organize that with the government? And every 3-4 weeks, there was a national press conference from our prime minister. What are the rules? What can you do? What can you not do? What's allowed? What's not allowed? And if you have that press conference, then the local government has to make their own little design. So it was not always easy. So we start to think how to do it. So we had to think outside the box. So not in what we always do, but we had to do it more creative, more different. So we have to push ourselves to make a nice performance. And because the Midsummer Night came up and it's outside, and I know a very nice place in the forest where you could make wonderful pictures outside. It was a very good background with a little bridge. You will see it later in the video and that kind of things. So what I did is I make, and that's what you see on the picture, I ask everybody inside our theater, and I asked them to help me with thinking for creative solutions. So you can see me, I'm sitting behind the table with one of my colleague choreographers, and the other side there's another choreographer. He's going to make the play, and we explain to them step by step what we were going to do. And it was really step by step. So we take them in our hands and we explain everything almost by the minute. And so they know we're going to get outside. It can be raining, there can be sun, it can be hot, it can be cold. What will we do when it's raining? Well, we play. What can we do if there is a thunderstorm? That's the only reason if we don't play, that we won't play. That kind of things where I bring them, I make pictures. So everything I told them, they give me also information, ideas, how to do it. And finally, we decided we're going to do it. We give it a try. Next slide, please. So the idea was there. Then we had to look up for a choreographer. Oh my gosh. And we asked the same man who did it for us once before. And he also searched for the right music. Well, that's wonderful because it's already there, the music. It's from Tchaikovsky. And we started rehearsal, and we start to rehearsal outside. So you can see there is a little movie. We will start it. They are wearing masks. We try to keep the 1.5 meter distance. It's outside, so it's not a big problem with the air things. And that was for them in the beginning a little bit difficult, but hey, they get one and one a little bit more secure. They feel more safe. We work in little groups, we work in big groups. And during the rehearsal time, and that's also from January till June, we get vaccinated. So the teachers were already vaccinated in January. We are a small organization, so I could organize it very fast and easy. And our clients get, every month we had a few more who get vaccinated. What you will see on the movie, oh, you are too fast. It's the first beginning of the wedding of Oberon. He's the king of the forest, and Titania, she's the queen of the forest. And maybe you know the story of the Midsummer Night. And we follow a little bit the story, but we also change it as we always do and make it our own story. It's just rehearsal, so don't look at the mistakes. At the end, I will show you the real video, how it became. So you will see little movies from the work in progress. Now you can start, please.
Ze is aan het veren.
Tot hier. Naar je plek, naar je plek. Loop, 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 loop. Corona! Blijf met elkaar. Alleen in je voet. En nu, kijk naar voren.
Okay. You saw a lot of mistakes and things wrong, and that's no problem because it's the first or second rehearsal, and we try to get organized how we're going to make it and how we're going to be fit in finally in the forest. You saw some with big boots. We organized big boots because we're going to play in the forest, and it's for the animals, you know, the one who can get in and then suck your blood and get bigger, and you can get very sick of it. So that's what we also had to organize. Then we go to the next slide, please. Are there questions so far? No questions?
May I, Hans?
Yeah, of course.
Hi from Georgia. Nice to see you again and again.
Yeah.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yes, I see it. Thank you. So Hans, I have one question. First of all, thank you for your experience. It's very important. And I agree with you that this situation with COVID, it is very bad for all people in our planet, because we see that our flats like a presence for us. We definitely неважно. So I have one question. What I know you are so funny, always funny. You are so always energy, and I see these videos. We see this energy in your roles, yes. And what about the energy? Where you get this state? From whom? Tell us, please. Sorry for my bad English.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's better than my Georgian, so no problem. Well, the first part, it's me, because I'm always energetic and that, how do you say that? Full of energy. And but it's also a little bit a choice, because in my opinion, people with autism will feel how you feel, and then they copy it. So if I start complaining all the time or being negative, the atmosphere will be also complaining, negative. If I can say, hey, listen, we are going to play outside and it will be rainy, it will be cold. I don't say that. I say, hey, there will be sunshine, there will be warm, it will be nice, and we're going to make, we always lucky, we always have good weather. Finally, but you will see later, we had one day raining and the rest was great weather. So I believe in positivity, and if I'm positive, they are also positive, and that makes it more nice, more better atmosphere. And for me, important is the job I'm doing. It's so nice and so great. I always have the feeling I'm not working, I'm just playing around, you know. So yeah, that's what we all do, and that's what all my teachers also do. We try to work with a lot of humor, maybe a Dutch way, but always see the bright side of life. So yeah, it's in us. It's our atmosphere we want to have at Kazoo.
Thank you very much, Hans.
Yeah, it's also who we are. And of course, we have our little problems. Of course, we have problems with the government, with money and all that kind of things. But it don't affect us, me, by believing in what we are doing and making great and nice performances, but also give the guys a good place where they can be who they are, they can be themselves. Yeah, that's great. Okay, good. Well, in the meantime, because I think there are no questions, we have the new slide, and you can see there is a scouting building in the middle, and I knew that place because I have been there as a kid. Did with the national team, I did a lot of training camps, so I knew that. So it was nice, we could rent that for a week, and there are toilets in, showers, you know, a big kitchen. And it's also the place where I want to keep the people from Georgia, if you are coming next year, so you can already see where you can stay. That's the very nice location in the forest in Oosterbeek, the place we are located. And that's where we had a lot of rehearsals, but we also rehearsal in our park close to our theater. That's 50 meters away, and this is 800 meters away. So we go every day, we had rehearsals, we go to there. The picture you see, it's just before one of the performances, so you see some are already dressed up, halfway, and that's very cute, so I will explain that later. I think I told everything that's already on this slide, so we can go to the next one. Yeah, okay. This, as I told you, we try to rehearsal 2-3 times a week, and every week on the location where we are, so that our guys get familiar with it and they get used to the circumstances. And as you can see, you will see it in the video, there will be mud and that kind of not so nice area. You will see the same, or you will hear and see the same dance as you saw in the first one, only now we are a little bit later in time and we are on location where we are going to play it. So that's how we get them step by step to get used to the circumstance. So for me, it's okay to play the video.
plaat voor mij. Ja, dan heeft u mijn plaat. Ja. Van harte welkom bij uw bruiloft. Hier in mijn mooie bos.
Hoor je niet?
Ik vind het fantastisch om jullie vandaag te mogen trouwen. En ik ben zeer vereerd dat jullie dat in mijn bos gaan doen. Hebben jullie de ringen? Die heb ik zelf. Ik heb hier een ring voor u en een ring voor u. Dan mag u nu elkaar de linkerhand geven en elkaar de ring geven. Ja, heel goed. Ja, fantastisch. Andere kant. Ja, ja. Titania, verklaart u nu dat die Oberon zult bijstaan tot de dood u scheidt? Wat is er op uw antwoord?
Ja.
Oberon, dezelfde vraag. Wat is uw antwoord?
Ja.
Ja? Dan verklaar ik u nu tot man en vrouw. Dan mag u niet elkaar kussen. Oh, wat heerlijk dat dit in mijn bos gebeurt. Wat een eer, wat een eer. Fantastisch. Oh.
En rennen. Rennen, Floor en Lex. Boswachter, ook. Juist. Ja. En haal ze op en breng ze terug.
Jongens, we gaan nog een keer trouwen, nog een keer trouwen. Kom op. Ja, ga er maar staan. Ja, hier. Welkom bij eigen bruiloft. Ja, heeft u de riemen? Ja, even van links, rechts, links. Ik heb hier ring. Geef ik aan linkerhand. Ja. Neemt u gaat met een lekker echtgenoot. Ja. Kussen. Mu. Fantastisch mijn bos. Oh, wat een weertje. Wat een dag. Oh, fantastisch. Het moet iets langer duren. Ik moet nog zingen hier nou. Kijk, zo lang moet het nog duren. Oh. Fantastisch dat jullie hier zijn. Kijk, ik moet er wel weer. Oh, kijk nou.
Kijk naar boven. Angelina, kijk naar boven. Kijk naar boven. Hier even kijken. Kijk over elkaar. Handjes in de lucht. Ja, Linda, yes.
Buk, sluit je snel aan bij Oberon en Titania.
Hier.
Stop.
Ja. Noël. Nee, stop maar.
Okay, well, you can see the next level. The choreography is better. They can do it better. So that's nice. You also see there is mud, and we have to find a solution. So we always ask them to think with us. If there is a problem, we say, hey, we are going to dance, find a solution, spontaneous. And then there's always one boy who's saying, hello, Hans, listen, my experience with my autism and spontaneous solutions are not so good. and then I have to laugh and we have fun, but finally they always have solutions for us. So it's quite nice. The people on the bridge, you saw, I told you it's Oberon and Titania. They are the king and the queen of the forest, also in the Midsummer Night. The boy with the flowers, that's Buck, that's their son. And in our play, they're going to be divorced, they're going to be married, they do everything. We like to play with genders, fantasy, everybody the same, everybody equal, all that kind of things are always with little jokes in our performances. So we go to the next slide, please. Then I can show you a little bit the clothes. You have seen it on one picture already. And this was our clothes design. And for me on the right side in white, there is Titania. She's the queen of the forest. And maybe you know the ballet of the Giselle. That's what they are inspired on. And they are the ghosts of the forest. And at the other side, on the green side on the left, you can see the king, that's Oberon. And you can see we mixed up, and we thought we're going to do the girls on the right side in white and the boys in green, but some boys also want to wear skirts, so we mixed it up, and everything is possible with us, so that's not a problem. But this is how we start, and then I say yes or no to the clothes, and then after I say a yes in this case, we're going to make it. And we can go to the next slide, and then you can see a little bit the results of the clothes. Okay, so here you can see the clothes. From on the right side, it's the king and the queen fighting for their son when they're going to divorce. In the middle, you see the revenge of the girls, the ghosts. And on the left side, you see a mix-up. And from just before the performances, it's going to be very excited because the government was constantly changing the rules. And festivals were open, but we are not a festival. So I had to contact the local government every day, and we discussed, can we do it? It cannot be performance, you cannot have a premiere. The first play has to be a tryout, only for 30 people. After 2 days, the rules will change again. You can open for 50 people. It was a lot of discussion. And really, at the last moment, in the afternoon, we get our final go. So we didn't tell our guys because that would give them too much stress and that kind of things. But it was very excited. Finally, we had help from, it's not police, but it's the forest police. They came also check if we follow the rules. And hey, you are going too fast with your slide. Oh my gosh, you have another slide. Yeah, thank you. So I told you we decided not to tell the performances because this could give a lot of questions and stress and that kind of things. And we try always to keep it easy going. Finally, the first evening, it was not allowed, but she was there, the mayor of our city, and she joined in, and she was really impressed and very nice. And she said, Hans, go ahead with it, and we're going to make it bigger next year because then we're going to support you more, because it's a great campaign also for tourists to join in. So we are lucky. The next slide. Now we can do the next slide, please. We make little posters. We put them in shops and everywhere in our little city. And finally we could play. I told you already. So we have able to take into account of rules, and there were a lot of rules we had to follow. But it was no problem finally. And we decided, that's what I told you before, to play 2 times on a day, 2 times in the evening. So from 7 till 8 and from 9 till 10. And the second one was more nice because then the darkness was coming in, sun going down. We had great light. And then in nature, you can hear the animals and it's really quiet there, except when we are playing. And only on the Wednesday, I told you before, we had very, very bad weather. It was raining so hard. So the first show, halfway, everybody was cold, wet, and they said, we can't play anymore, we don't do it. And I said, hey, we have to finish this one. We can't stop now. And then we had a break after the first show, and they said, we are not going to do the second one. And I bring the group together, and I said, listen, we can stop now, but there are already people coming up. There are some parents who can see their child for the first and last time because we have a cast change. And it's cold, but we can drink hot tea. And if you stop now, you will always be disappointed because maybe you say afterwards, oh, it was possible or whatever. So maybe we can change the route a little bit or we can make it a little bit shorter. Let's do it. And then you can be very proud. Well, that was a big discussion, but finally they all did it. And it was so nice because if you are wet, it doesn't matter anymore. If you are cold, it doesn't matter anymore. So everybody play the role of their life. And we could give them so much positive energy after that because we say, hey, it can never be worse than this. So we can now always play outside. And till today, we are talking about that evening. It was raining so hard. So yeah, it was okay. What you can see is that we walked through the forest and we came at little scenes. So it was a walk by 1.5 kilometers, something. So people could bring their own little chair. It's a walking stick, and if you open it, it's also a chair. So people could also stand, make a choice to stand or sit down. It was nice. So we can go to the almost last slide. And then I will ask to play first the one on the right side. So the dance again in full costume, and in the beginning you saw mud, so we put dry grass on it, and you can see, I think it's the whole scene, the wedding scene. Is that possible to start? I have no sound. I don't know if that's on me.
We also haven't sound.
Okay.
Inessa, can we turn on the sound on the movie?
Yes, 1 second, please. I will try to fix this problem.
Hans, I have one question for you.
Yeah, in the meantime, we can answer questions.
I think right now it's the best time for a question.
Yeah, good.
So we have seen a beautiful space on the movies, forest, alley, and you know that in our practice we work in pine forest too with our children, and we practice our eyes and sound, etc. I would like to ask a question. Did you notice some effect from the space on the actors?
Yeah, because how do I say that in English? They liked to be outside and to play outside, but only when it's nice weather. So how do I explain that? For them, it was okay, but it was also sometimes too wide, too big. And our theater of our place is always more, how do you say it, compact.
Did they afraid from the space? Yes. Did they
Now, it's not really afraid. It's more that they, it's not afraid, but the safety of it is gone. That's why we start early to walk there, to show them the places, to walk the route with them. And we teach them step by step. We let them know how to walk, how to run, because with the people we walk a route, but they have to cross everywhere through the forest to go to the next performance when we were walking. So they had to be ready. So they had to know the forest very well, and they were more afraid that they get lost. So what I did, I make all kind of wooden arrows, so they exactly know how to walk and how to run, to be on time. And some scenes we just start a little bit later, or one was coming up later. Yeah, it was for them, it cost them more time to get used to being outside and perform outside. But they also like the quietness in the boss, that's Dutch, in the forest, and hear the animals. So yeah, it was more strange than afraid, I guess.
Thank you, Han. It's very important because
it's not,
yes.
Yeah, it's not a quite good answer, I know, but it's hard to. Yeah, we should ask them themselves how they like it. But as far as I know, and I can put my mind in their brains, they like it to be outside, but only when it's nice weather.
So Hans, may I ask you a question? It's me again with my bad English.
No problem.
Hans, we see a great experience, and I think that it's a very good chance for people with autism to pushing their limits. Maybe your theater become the street theater, not always only in four walls.
I think it's a good idea.
Yes,
yeah,
but I
knows?
see your government and the municipality very seriously.
Serious.
Yes, serious. And I think it's very probably for your theater. Yes, no?
I don't get the question. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last part.
Can I help? Maybe
yes, Liana, please.
Have you ever thought about becoming a street theater, not to be, closed in just four walls, but go outside and maybe play on the street or somewhere in, a square, because since you have this nice relationship with your municipality and your mayor, so maybe, expand your limits.
Yeah. Of course, we will do that, because we play also in theaters in Holland, and they are also unknown theaters, and we also play sometimes on festivals, so that's also outside. But that gives us more work, because I have to go there, make pictures, show them. It's for them, if it's unknown, it's more fear for them, so they prefer, because you don't know what
to stay in the safe place.
Yeah, and that's why we do it outside, but it costs a lot of more energy also for them. For example, we are now making a fairy tale for little kids, so it's the first time we're going to play especially for kids from the age of 4 and older. And for people with autism, children are very scary, because children, you don't know what they're going to do. We adults, if we are going to sit in the theater, we're going to sit, and then that's it. And if we have to pee, we're going to wait, and we're going to do this, but we wait till the performance is over or till there is a break. Children won't. They get, hey, I have to pee in the middle of the performance. And for people with autism, that's very unexpected. So they get confused. So that's what we are training them now. So we are practicing with the children of our teachers we bring them in step by step, and they are, ooh, scary children. Ooh. And so my colleague bring her child, and then the next one is going to do it. So finally they get used to the children, and we will make a special tryout with little children so they can expect strange things and then still have to go on. So yeah, other places, other people, if it's unexpected of unknown, it's for them very scary. But we can train that, and that's also part of life, because life is changing all the time.
Can I also have a question, please? First of all, warm greetings from Kazakhstan. I'm really excited.
I can't see you, so I don't know who is talking now. Is that? Oh, that's terrible. But hello.
Yeah.
No, it's nothing with you, Nastya. It's just Hans is joining us from his phone, and he can just see himself, not the audience.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I have. Go. Yeah.
Okay. I'm really excited of your experience, and I'm so wonder of your atmosphere and energy. And after all the questions, I want to ask, what about your audience? How do you invite people? Who are these people? Is it just people from your city, or it's relatives or friends? How do you choose people to invite on your performance? Because as I understand and as I know, it's very important of which people are watching your performance.
Yeah.
So who they are?
Who are they? Well, I don't know, because no, I know a lot. I will tell you. In the first place, when we started, it was just family, parents, brothers, sisters, uncles, that kind of family. And then the performers are okay. Then they're going to bring their uncles and their aunts and friends of the parents or family, or their friends. And then they say, hey, this is nice performance. We're going to bring our friends. And so we get a kind of, how do you say that?
Word to mouth. Word to mouth.
That's it? What is that?
It's when someone tells someone to go and see that, and then, a chain reaction.
Yeah. Yes, also that. And finally, people who buy a ticket with us do it by email. So we get a lot of email addresses. So the next performance, we invite all the people who are in our system. We put, as I show you, little posters on the walls. And with the Midsummer night, I think 60% of our people who came, I don't know.
Okay.
They hear from us. They know from friends it is nice. There was a company who said we want to do some charity, so we are going to do our little party with our colleagues at your place. So we're going to show the performance, and at the end we had a campfire, and they had drinks with the campfire and that kind of thing. So it's growing like, how do you say, a little oil thing that's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's also with our audience. So I think now 60% I don't know, or are not really related. Oh, terrible. To us. They are just people who see us and wants to see our shows.
Okay, thank you. And one more little questions. Do you guys work only with adult people, or you also have some children group, or only adults?
At this moment, we have, because your question is very important, because we want to start with children, but I need at least 3 children, 3 or 4, to make it that I can organize it, because I have to pay the rent, the teachers and that kind of things. Until now, every time I will start the group, and then the boys or girls in Holland who start to get 12, you go to the high school, and then the changes are so big, or the situation at home is changing, and then that gives so much troubles that they can't come. So all the time I get parents, oh, there's nothing for my child, and can he come or she? And yeah, but I can only start if there are 3 or 4. And that's at the moment a little bit the problem. So yes, we want to start, And no, we don't have it yet.
Great. Great idea is gonna be realized by you because you have a wonderful energy, and I wish you good luck. Thank you for your answers.
You're welcome. Okay. So,
Can I have a question?
Of course.
Oh, thank you. Hans, how many people saw the Midsummer Night Dream in total?
We were allowed by the government to sell 30 people a performance, so 60 a day. 6 days was 360. Finally, we sold 450 tickets and then we stopped. Otherwise, we get big problems. So 450 people have seen it.
Yeah, I think it's a great number for this time, and you know, to go into the forest in the evening or in the night. Yeah, that's great. I think you did a fantastic job.
Yes, and we find out, oh terrible, that we want to have a maximum of 50 people, because then you are too far away or you can't sit nice. Maybe next year, because then we hope the COVID rules are gone and you can sit closer to each other, then we can have a little bit more. But I think 50 a show, it's enough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Hans, as we started to ask a lot of questions, before we will start, we will play the video, we will run the video. I have two questions from our audience. I have a question from one of our grandmothers. It is Kasyanova Gala, and she's asking, what does the definition friendship means to you?
To me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. It's kind of loyalty, helping each other, giving each other advice, positive and negative, supporting always, even if you disagree, except when it's very exceptional. You know, if I kill somebody, I understand nobody's going to support me. But if you make mistakes, people stand next to you, gripe you up, help you. Loyalty, I told that already. That's for me friendship. And friendship, I think, is for me very important to have it. And to keep in touch. And not even that you have to call every week or whatever. That's not friendship, you know. Friendship is you go on where you left last time. And sometimes there can be a month between it, a week, or maybe a year, like COVID. But from the moment you see each other, if you speak, it's there and you connect and you go on. And that's for me friendship.
So yes, we're talking about the real connection that can last. This is not the...
Yeah, of course. Friendship is also nice by Zoom, but not so. I like to hug, to cuddle, to feel people, to give you a little kiss when I see you, and that kind of things. That's, for me, that's friendship. But maybe it's going to change now during the COVID. Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe it will change, but it will become better in a good way.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your answer. And now we can proceed and we can run the video.
Yeah, please, the wedding. First of all, the wedding scene. And now you see the result.
hier. Ja, Litania, overal. Hier. Litania, overal. Fijn dat je hier bent. Trouwen, wilt u alsjeblieft ook naar de ringen geven? Ring. Ik heb zelf de ring. Wordt goed. Iedereen, hup, even komen de ringen, alsjeblieft, snel. Litania, overal, neemt u overal tot u met de echtgenoot. Ja, nee, overal, Litania, met de echtgenoot. Ja, dan mogen jullie elkaar kussen, kus elkaar dan! Ja, fantastisch. Oh, wat fantastisch. Oh, je bent wel ondersteboven, zie ik. Oh, fantastisch, dat is niet best. Ja, dat mag gewoon naar de kind, dames en heren. Ik doe alleen mijn bos, fantastisch. En de voetje ook nog. Ik kan me gelukkig opstaan.
Okay, the queen and the king you saw, they are two of our teachers. So they are the dancing teachers of our of Kazoo. And then we go to the last movie to give you a little impression that sometimes shit can happen. It's just a minute. It's in Dutch. I'm sorry for that, but the girl in the yellow, she's Iris Hesseling. She's a very famous Dutch actress. She's working for Kazoo now as a teacher of drama, and she was behind the scenes, and she has to pick up all the lights and all the stuff people left and our little arrows I told you. So every night we had to collect it. So this is at the end of the Wednesday, the very rainy Wednesday, and she's explaining to everybody that how nice our job is.
Veertje. Leuk hè?
Oh, dit is zo leuk.
Ja, openluchttheater.
Oh, echt leuk. Lekker locatietheater,
Yay.
jongens. Kom
Productie.
kijken.
Dit is Mr. Sheriff en ze is zo blij met de producties.
Oh, ik ben zo blij.
Kom, we gaan lekker een rondje doen, bos.
Ja, lekker alle lampen ophalen.
Oké, Vera, pak die lampen. Pak de lampen. Ja hoor, ze heeft er een. Oh. Ja, de laatste voorstelling zit erop. Dus wij doen nog even de laatste ronde in het bos. Ja. Is het gelukt? Zij wou dus heel graag stage met mij, bij mij lopen. Dat leek er leuk. Gaat het goed? Lukt het? Heb je hulp nodig? Daar gaat ze.
Ja, vond je leuk? Ja, ik vond het superleuk.
Nou, zie ik je vrijdag.
Ja, we doen het lichtje uit.
Doei.
It's you can see even if it's raining, you can say, oh, it's raining, oh, or you can say, hey, it's raining, so what, we're gonna have fun. And that's what we try to teach our guys. It's also a kind of life lesson, kind of how you stand up in life. Okay, that's it. You saw how terrible it was in the rain. And then we go to the last slide. You can see a little few pictures about different places we went. So again, we played 8 or 9 scenes, I don't know exactly, and the people walk around and came to every scene, and then we go on to the next. That's how we try to manage COVID time, and during the COVID time we make fun of it. We make performances. We were lucky to play it because we also had a lot of luck, and that's how we try to survive. Okay, that's not for me. So thank you for your attention, and if there are some questions, go ahead.
Yes, Hans, I have a question. Hello.
Hello.
I see you have several locations in your scene, and my question about how you how you work with attention of audience. How you direct their attention when the forces were large and we can see this way, this way, this way, and how you work with attention of audience?
And nothing, because what we are doing is so interesting that everybody wants to look at it. So the only thing we always say, it's forbidden to make photos or little movies, and please shut down your phone. And that's it. And the rest, yeah, people are so nice. And we call it, and that was fun because I do the welcome, and I was also dressed up as the forest police. And I tell the people we're going to walk in silence, and then everybody has to laugh, and it's a kind of meditation walking. And all the time people start talking, I pass them, say, shh. And then everywhere in the forest were things happening. So people also understand the humor, but they also had to pay attention because we put some nice words. We make them on the wood with, how do you say, you burn it in wood. You can burn it in wood. So we had words like love or you are special. So people see everywhere where things happening. So it cost no time to ask people their attention. It's just there.
Thank you. It's very
But
good.
that's the same what you people do. If you have a performance, and I have seen a few with the blind singers and your own kids who are playing, there's always attention from the audience. So that's never a problem with us.
Can I have another question, please? Around the actors, there are only people with autism, or there are some normotypical people? Because as I understand, the guy on the bridge, he's a teacher of choreography, right? And the other guys are they all have the autism, right? So
Yeah.
the only guys on the bridge is the
in this performance, there were two teachers. You saw them, that's the king and the queen.
Yeah,
and
on the bridge, right?
Yeah, on the bridge, and they were off the bridge, and they had the flowers. The rest is people with autism, and Kazoo is only there for people with autism.
Okay.
So we don't do people with syndrome of Down or other problems. We just specialized in autism.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask a question, please? Hans, hello.
Hello.
It's Gauhar from Georgia. Nice to see you. And
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I just joined a bit later. Maybe you told about it, about my question.
Maybe.
So my question is, we know that in theater in Kazoo, one of the social rule is that autistic guys take responsibility to about the costumes, budget, etc. And what about this performance? Do you make this? Do they take this responsibility to their to there? And who is the author of this performance?
Okay, the author, you mean? The last question, who's the author?
Who is the author?
Okay.
Who designed the performance? Whose idea it was?
Yeah, okay. The idea came from me because I want to make the Midsummer Night and I want to make it outside. Then I'm going to have a look to a choreographer who can make it for me. So I discuss with him what I want, what I like. And he knows us because he did a lot for us already. And then we discuss about it and we're going to look up music and then he come with ideas. From that moment, we are going to involve all our players. So we let them think with us. The responsibility is always with me because I'm at the end, it's my responsible. So the money, getting the money, discussion with the government, that's my job. Their job is to make it nice. So if we have a little problem with solutions, for example, dancing in the mud, how can we solve that problem? We ask them. And that's how we make them responsible. We make them responsible for their own clothes. There are some people who don't want to be on stage, so they help us to make the clothes. Oh, my English is not that good. That's how we make them responsible. To find solution. Sometimes Adrian says, the choreographer, I can't fix this problem. Help me find a solution. And then they will bring us. And people with autism bring always different solutions than the way we think. And their solutions are 9 of the 10 times great, nice, sometimes too complex, but hey, it's a solution. And now we make a discussion. So their responsibility is being on time, helping each other, teach each other. If somebody is not feeling well, change position or that kind of thing. So that's how we make them responsible. But for the play, for the really finance, because we are talking about a lot of money, this performance cost us 25,000 euro. That's a lot of money. So we don't give that responsible to them. We keep that by us, and their responsibility is to bring people in, family, friends, whatever, so we can get money back. And that's their job. But to be honest, well, it's not to be honest, but the responsibility for the whole play, for making it, the final results, that's our responsibility. So I organize the lights and we put them in the forest, but they have to switch them on. That's their responsibility. So that if the people are coming, hey, the lights are on, I can do it because I am with the audience. So they have to do it. That kind of responsibility they have. And that's quite a big one, because if there's no light, we can't play. Is that an answer?
Yeah.
Is that a good answer? Okay.
Hans, we
Yeah, thank
have
you.
a little girl, Adia, who wants to ask her question. I think she will ask it in Russian, and then I will translate it for you. Adiюша, давай.
Hello, Hans. My name is Satya. Лена, помогите перевести, пожалуйста, вопрос. Ханс, у меня один вопрос. А когда вы приедете к нам в Грузию, в Уреки, в гости?
So the question is, when are you going to come here to Georgia in Ureiki?
Well, if it depends on me, and you have to translate that, as soon as possible, but there are still a little problems with COVID and the vaccination and all the tests and that kind of things. But I hope somewhere this year, but I'm afraid it will be next year in February, I guess. But I don't know it. I don't know how it's going with the COVID, so I can't give a clear answer. I'm sorry.
Ханс, Адиюша, Ханс очень как бы сожалеет, но вся ситуация с пандемии, в которой мы живем, очень много проблем, то есть проблема с вакцинами, проблема с тестами, и поэтому Ханс очень, если бы это зависело только от него, он бы уже вот на днях приехал, вот, но так нам приходится ждать со всеми правилами и так далее, поэтому Ханс надеялся, что ему удастся приехать в этом году, но самый как бы реальный вариант это в феврале следующего года, но поскольку ситуация такая непредсказуемая, сейчас он ничего не может сказать.
But when I'm there, I'm gonna give you a big hug.
Но когда Ханс наконец до нас доберется, он тебя прямо сильно-сильно обнимет.
Я тоже очень сильно обниму. И, Ханс, мы вас очень-очень ждем, когда вы сможете приехать к нам.
So Adia will give you the biggest hug in the world when you are here, and we are waiting for you like very, very, very much.
Yeah, I know I want to come, so you know already because we discussed this. I really try to come, but there are no flights from Holland at this moment, so I have to go to Germany. So there are a lot of problems to solve, but finally I will be there.
Ханс очень хочет приехать, и мы постоянно этот вопрос обсуждаем. Сейчас, к сожалению, нету самолетов из Голландии в Грузию, и чтобы Хансу сюда прилететь, ему надо ехать в Германию, а это дополнительные проблемы. Вот, поэтому, но Ханс очень-очень ждет.
Спасибо.
Следующий вопрос. Thank you, Hans.
Welcome.
Катя, извините, не знаю, хочет задать вопрос. Нет?
Нет, просто в кадр вошел сын Гаухари и всех приветствовал.
I'm sorry, I thought you were raising your hand to ask a question. So, yeah, Sergey.
Hans, thank you for this presentation. I really appreciate your high-spirited attitudes in these times of uncertainty and these challenging times. Instead of being locked in our houses, you continue to unlock the creativity of people, of your actors. Do you know anything about the feedback of their parents, of the parents of the actors? What did they say about these all things, about these performances, about these rehearsals?
Yeah, now I'm gonna, yeah. The parents are very proud on their child and on us because, first of all, we give them a nice thing to do during the day, and we say to them, it's your job. So we offer them a kind of job. We take them seriously. And the most parents with children in Holland, I don't know where else, but there are always a lot of problems. And now there is a group where their son or daughter show what he or she can. And it's finally a kind of positive attention about being proud of your child, because there are no problems. I don't know if I explain it well in English, but if your child is screaming a lot or crying a lot, the neighbors will say, oh my gosh, can you do something about it? It's bad. And it's, well, you know, all the things people say. And then now there are people watching your son or daughter in a play, and it's only positive, because people say, I don't see autism. Are they all autistic? Wow, that he can do that. We didn't expect that. It gives a lot of positive energy to the parents. And the parents are in Holland, not everybody, but the most are looking for, the only thing they want is that their child is happy. With school, without school, with education, without education. That's no matter. In Holland, it's only happening here. And you need a diploma, you need educated, you have to be talking about everything. And what we're doing with Kazoo is we are not here, but we are here in your heart. And for me, that's a big difference. And of course, it's not in general, but I know that people with autism, there is a kind of connection, you know, it's happening here in the head, and it's not a real connection to the body. That's why you see, and you see it also in our performance, that sometimes the movement is not normal, or it's a little bit different or awkward or whatever. Or and in our place, we use that, so you don't see it. And what I hear a lot back from parents, and now I have to translate that in English, and that's maybe not the very best way, but I try to explain. If you're working in healthcare and you make a target, for example, the target, we're going to learn you to travel by bus, then that will be the target. And if you realize that target, you can travel by bus, and then we stop. And then we never know if you can also travel by train, by boat, by plane, because we stop, because that was the target. We at Kazoo, of course we get targets, but we don't stop. So if you reach the target, we go on. And sometimes we push you a little bit, and then we fall down, and we find out, hey, that was too much. Sometimes we put them over the edge, and then we find out, hey, it's possible. So we don't stop. So we let them we let them discover by themselves where the border is. And that's much better than we send from healthcare the border. Can you understand what I mean? And that's what I hear from parents, because when they are coming, it's the treatment is over, it's done, education mostly is over. And then they come to us, and then finally something is happening. That's why I believe so much in what we do and in theater. They start, some are now stopping with us because they do education. Again, there's one boy, he's on the National School of Drama, second year now, and he's so good. And that's all possible. It's not for everybody, of course, but what we are doing with Kazoo is always going higher. It's not that we want that, but it's happening, you know. And that's what I believe the great power of art, in our case with theater art. And this year we're going to do, there is a professor, and he's studying about autism and good life with autism. And we ask him to do research with us, and he's doing it because I want to explain why it's working. I know it, but now I want to learn to give words on it so I can explain it to other people, because it's a kind of feeling. So that's what we're going to do this year with Kazoo. So there will be a lot of people interviewing our guys and that kind of things, interviewing us, and do really research. How come that Kazoo, or the method, is it the method? Is it our enthusiasm? Are we enthusiastic? Is it we don't have the borders I explained to you with target, or is it a combination? What is it? And that's what I want to know, because, and that's what I find in Georgia, it's also working one way or the other. And maybe we look different because I'm from another country, but it's also working. And yeah, I want to figure it out, how come, and I steal something from Georgia to us so I can teach our guys. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can't give the right words to it, but that's what we try to do.
Thank you. You're doing great things. Thank you.
I hope so. Okay. Other questions?
I have a question. Hello, everyone. Hello, Hans. Very glad to see you. And I'm with Adia, very waiting for you in our country, in Georgia. And I have a question. Please tell us about what is the hardest for you in your work in the theater. What is maybe you have some situation when you pushing the limits, like in our festival.
Yeah. Okay. For me, the hardest is that in our case, I don't know for other people, what I for my Kazoo is that sometimes they start only seeing the how do you say that, the problems in life. So I'm always tired, it's too much, I can't do it. Yeah, that's my autism. That's for me, for us, sometimes the biggest problem, because we knew they can do it. And it costs always a lot of energy to convince them, but also the parents, because parents are, I always say that's not so nice, but sometimes they are a little bit spoiled. Because parents say, yeah, that's impossible for him. And if you say to me, it's impossible, then I knew it's possible. We all can dance, not like a prima ballerina from the Bolshoi Theater, but we all can dance. And that's what I always say about Kazoo. We can do everything. It's on another level. You know, people who have no legs can also travel. It's in a wheelchair, but you can travel. Or maybe you can get two fake legs and then you can walk, whatever. It costs energy, it costs power, it costs believing, but it's possible. And to convince them that you can do more than you think, that's for me the biggest target with them. If you're talking about the government, they are really, they want to do it as cheap as possible. There is never money. They don't believe in art. They say, hey, people with autism, they can also work on a little farm. But people with autism, they want more. They want to be challenged. Maybe they cannot say it because that's difficult. That's a social thing. But they all want to be challenged. And if I see after a performance, they are really growing. They are sitting in like this. And after the performance, you see this is happening, you know, the proud, they get the positive energy. And the next time they say, Wayne, what the hell with Wayne? We can do it. We survived last time. No problem. And yeah, that's for me the most interesting, challenging thing what I like. What also costs energy, of course, but I think you notice the same, or you experience the same. But yeah, they always say to me, you are so positive, but I always believe in them. I know they can do it. And even it cost me 2 years or 3 years, I don't care. We take the time and they can do it. I'm definitely sure. And most of the time, I'm right. Not always, but most of the time I'm right.
And this the most interesting thing in this problem and this situation is when they do it, you have a positive energy and you say, yeah, we can do it. Yes. And,
Exactly. And I prove parents, and I can imagine, because if your child is autistic, you have problems from almost day one. So, and parents are very experienced, but they also get with their child in a kind of pattern, and it's happening the same. You do this, then we do that, and it's always the same result. And I can imagine that, because you have maybe more children, or you want some rest in your house if your child is throwing with things, So I can imagine how it comes. It's not always the right solution, but I understand that that is the solution the family make, of parents make. And what we do is we don't do that. We do it different. And in the beginning, it's a little fight, of course, or they, and finally it's going to change, because strange eyes, new situations, that kind of thing. So in the beginning at Kazoo, and last week we get a new boy, and it's it's excited, and no talking. And in a week he's talking, and his parents say, "Hey, he's talking to strangers, but his interest is theater, and he see normal guys who doing their job." And we are not talking about the problems at Kazoo. We are talking about how can we make nice performances, and how can we reach the next play. So yeah, that's what we do. So now I told you, we make a fairy tale for the children, and we ask them to help design the clothes. We ask them now to build the tree, because there will be a big tree in it. So they paint a lot. So the responsibility, that's one question came before, for them, it's going to be bigger and bigger. But always, finally, I am at the end the most responsible, because if there's a problem, they come to me. So.
Thank you, Hans. I think we have a little time just for one small question and short answer, and then our session will be over because it's timed. So Inessa, please ask your question.
May I ask a question, and I will try to make it short. Today, Hans, with you, we are talked about overcoming any challenges, and how the problems makes us demand from us to be creative, to find a new solution, and to push these limits we have. And you told us that it is a very inspiring state when you finally overcome this problem, and you find ourselves in the situation that I can master this situation. And I want to ask, what about your guys? They have this process of development, of overcoming and being stronger, but do they aware this principle? I mean, do they aware that okay, I master this situation, I master this situation, I overcome this limit, I push this limit, I overcome this challenge, I can do it in my everyday living, and this is the way I want to live now? Do you have examples of this awareness?
A lot. I have short time, I heard, but I can tell you hours of this kind of stories. They notice it, they know it, and then, because autism is very complex, it's not always possible to pick it up at the moment you need it, because then they sometimes fell down in old behavior, and it costs time. And that's why we at Kazoo say, hey, you are welcome for the rest of your life, because we have all the time of the world. It's a process that goes sometimes fast, but sometimes also very slow. But what we do is that we are always standing next to them. So if you fall, for example, or you make a mistake, hey, it happened, we go on and we learn for it for the next time. So of course we try to integrate it. And for a little example is, we do with drama improvisation, so asking questions. well, people with autism don't like that always, because then you have to think, and it's not nice. And one girl said to me, she went to a job, talking, how do you say it, in a job interview, and she says, for the first time, I'm not afraid because I had class in improvisation. So I knew what questions, and I said, let me think of it, or I repeat the question, so that gives me time to think. It's also happening on television with politics guys and that kind of things. So it's a little trick, and she learned the tricks how to do the job interview. And that's nice, because then you integrate what you learn. So I always say at Kazoo, we play whole day the normal life. So we exercise the situations that take care in your life. We make a drama about it, a drama scene, and then we practice it. So yes, it's happening, and sometimes it's step by step and little steps, but even little steps are steps, and a lot of little steps are also big ones.
Yeah, thank you. So in this situation, this is not about the theater as such. This is about real life. Right?
Yeah. That connection is what we try to make.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I guess we have to to start to say our goodbyes. I want to say a big thank you to our audience and for how active and interested you were. And I want to say thank you to Hans. It's always a pleasure to see you, to talk to you in almost any kind of situation. And we have a lot of plans, a lot of Zoom meetings planned. And I think we need to have a longer session planned, because we never have enough time to talk to you.
I'm sorry, I talk too much. I'm so sorry.
No, you talk just enough. We just don't have enough time. So thank you very much for your being here, and over to Nargis.
Hans, thank you very much for this wonderful Zoom meeting. And I want to add that all missing such important events and meetings. And from the 1st of October, we will start working in a new format, and our IP lab will work in virtual format, and we will be very happy to see you in our next live broadcast and Zoom meetings. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And if I'm always willing to join in if people still have questions, because I can imagine, and I saw some things and we don't have time, organize a meeting again. I don't mind. It's nice to do. It's fun to do. I love you guys, you know that. So always welcome to help you if it's possible.
Thank you, Hans. We love you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.